Wow, that's a loaded question.
I'm forcing you basically. So you have permission to just do it without feeling guilt.
2 weeks in, Ryan was like, "Bro, you suck. Like you're fired." God damn. And they were like, "We can't hire you. We don't have a budget." So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do the next best thing, which is
welcome to Create Before Consume." Now, here's your host, Fitz.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing
sure,
this.
Man. Appreciate it.
So usually how I roll on Create Before Consume, the podcast from creators for creators, all about creating.
Nice.
Yeah. So we just shoot it off and we just talk about whatever we want. But usually I already have like a couple things that I'm like, okay, I want to talk to this guy because the guy has some cool shit going on. I'm seeing him on social.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just did like a little bit of background check today because I was like, okay, got to do some prep work, you know? So that I'm like, oh, this is going on. He's doing this and that. And I was like, holy moly, you did podcasts 10 years ago.
Wow. That is crazy, bro. You brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. A long time before people even knew what a podcast was.
Yeah. Like this is like podcasting and like everybody's talking now about it and like 4 years ago, but not 10.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you get into it? What was the mindset?
I was listening to podcasts. I was listening to other people's like it's like an old school podcast and damn, you're taking me back, bro.
Yeah, memory lane.
So my original career path was I wanted to be a radio host. That was what I wanted to do. So
that's the pro move right there.
That's the pro move right there, bro. So I went to my local radio station and I was like, hey, I want to be how do I intern? And they were like, oh, we only take college students.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I'm in college, like, you know, let me work. And they're like, no, we take interns from this specific college. So I was like, okay. So I transferred to that specific college and then I took their internship class. And the teacher was like, hey, like, you're a sophomore, you're not a senior. This class is for seniors. We can't take you. And I was like, oh, please, I'm poor, help me out. And then the lady was like, she was like, yeah, I'll take you, but you have to write an essay every single week on cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
You have to write an essay every single week on pretty much like your like give me an I guess your homework pretty much. Every week write me a 5-page essay. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So she's like, okay, here's a slip. I went to the radio station, gave them a slip. I was like, hey, I want to, you know, I got the slip now. They're like, okay, you're accepted. And then I dropped out from school like that, like the next
so
week.
You got accepted and you bounced.
Yeah, and I just stayed at the radio station every day, all day. So long story short, I did that, and then I wanted a job, and they were like, we can't hire you. We don't have a budget. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do the next best thing, which is start a podcast. So that's kind of how I got into that.
Yeah. So what did you learn from that experience? And
from the radio or for the podcast?
No, both. Like because you did it so early, and you kind of faded out. You know, like
there's no money in it, bro. At that time, there was no money in it.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, what were like the lessons that you learned from it?
Okay, so from podcasting, I learned that don't rely on guests because guests always either fucking ghost you or are late or they just whatever. It's a pain.
Being on the call?
Yes.
Shit.
Yes. Yeah, and it's horrible and it sucks. And you're like, bro, what the heck? So that's what I learned from podcasting. But from radio, what I learned is I learned a lot, bro. I learned how to time my conversation. So in radio, it's not like podcasting where you can talk for like an hour.
Yeah.
They give you 15-minute slots. So whatever the topics are, you got to like get in, get out. And I learned how to like do that mentally.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really big nowadays, like on social media. And let's could you flex on people? Like every podcast has in the beginning, like he's Mr. XYZ, did XYZ, you know? If you would be flexing, how would you flex? What would be your pitch? What makes you right now like the hottest thing on the market?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
I'm forcing you basically. So you have permission to just do it without feeling guilt.
I don't know how to answer that question. My name's Alex. I have a company called Recruiting with Systems, and I help companies recruit door-to-door sales reps. I have a background in marketing, radio, and everything cool, everything dope.
Everything dope. You got the drip going. But yeah, we basically met on Ryan McGinn's event, you know, and I think like you invest in yourself because like you post like a bunch of like, hey, you were with Andy Allett, you met him. Then I saw, I think you were in a mastermind of Ryan's. Were you?
I've been in a lot of masterminds. Yeah, I was in Ryan's masterminds. Well, it's funny. I worked for Ryan for like 2 weeks as an editor.
Damn.
This was like 2021 or 2022.
Okay, way back
When he was just starting off.
Yeah.
And I found him through a friend of a friend who was like, hey, like, you're good at editing. This guy needs some editors for like some TikToks. And I was like, all right, cool. And this is when he first started like the talking head stuff.
Yeah.
So I was an editor and for like a week and a half. But at the time that I was an editor for him, I was also doing weddings.
Yeah.
I was a wedding videographer, and I also was a full-time content creator for like a marketing agency. So I was like
dabbling with everything.
I was doing everything. I was overwhelmed.
Yeah, I feel you.
And like 2 weeks in, Ryan was like, bro, you suck. Like, you're fired.
God damn.
He didn't say it like that, but he was just like, bro, like, it's not going to work out. Yeah. I was like, hey, yo, and I used to not like Ryan because of that. I was like, bro, fuck that guy. I'm a great editor.
Yeah.
And then he blew up like a year later. I'm like, fuck, bro, what the fuck? And then I met him, and then I was like, I think he remembers me, bro. I don't know. I think he knows he fired me. But Ryan's a cool guy. Ryan was like, hey, what's up, bro? And then we've been, you know, I respect Ryan a lot.
Yeah, no, he did me like that kind of too.
Yeah,
I did like it. He was like, you know, he's posting like, oh yeah, I pay editors XYZ, you know, like, and you're like, oh, let me check this out, you know, write that application, do the test edit. Never did like a TikTok, you know, with like the subtitles. Back in the day, there was no CapCut. Like you had to do the subtitles by hand, and like the timing and everything. I look back on that thing, I was like, God damn, didn't even get hired. So you made fodder to me. And then like it just happenstance, you know, like I got into the filming the live streams because I was like, hey, I can't help you with your live streams because like I do the podcast shenanigans and you can add the live stream, you know.
Nice. So do you work with Ryan now, like
off and on?
Okay.
Because like he has like you know, events and stuff like that, and when there's an event I usually do that.
Nice.
Yeah, but for editing and stuff like that, no, please not. You know, you want to have like an Indonesian or whatever.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Okay.
Shit's crazy.
So hold on. So
hold up, wait a minute.
I'm curious about like your story, because you're not from here, right?
I'm not from here.
Where are you from?
So I fought my whole life. My dad is dead, and 10 years ago, actually like 12 years ago, he calls me, I'm your father. And I'm like, what? Hold on. So my mom in Germany had me and my sister, and my sister's like 3 years younger. And when my sister was born, he ran away. So then she was like trying to get child support and whatever, and the military basically told her like he's either dead or we don't know, and never heard about him. So I thought he's dead. So 10 years ago he calls me. Was your dad
also German or he's American?
He's American. So I have like full citizenship. So I have dual citizenship.
Nice.
Like, but it's like one of those things where I'm like, God damn, you know, now I have family, but I never had family. So it's a weird thing for me. And he
You're
just
relearning them.
Yeah. And he lived on the streets and had like crazy stories. Wow. And then he got his life back together and basically reached out. And I'm like, shit, what's going on here? You know? And it's like a weird father-son, awkward, you know, like you're a stranger. But
you're my dad. But you're a stranger.
So let's try this thing, you know? But it's like kind of weird, like hanging out with a different man. And it's like.
But he's from St. Pete?
He's from Columbus, Ohio. So we basically met there. I took 2 vacations, always for 3 weeks, and then I came back down for a vacation here. And I was like, okay, after I moved to the US, and I'm like, hanged out with him, moved out, did my own thing, found my wife, you know, and just like, hit it off, and then like moved around, and in the end I'm like, we lived for free for 1 month in Hawaii because we had good connections for house sitting, you know, so we did a little bit of house sitting, and we chilled there for a month, and I'm like, I want to live there. And I'm like, we checked out the different locations where we could go. Hawaii would be a big move, far away from the fam, but LA too expensive, traffic, all that stuff. But I wanted to be in a big city because of the grind and like trying to make it on all that, you know. And I knew like if I don't get into a big city, nothing's gonna happen, you know. So I was like, okay, I need to be in a big city, but it also needs to be nice. And then we checked Florida out, and like Florida it is, you know.
Tampa's like, I think Tampa's like, so I lived in Miami as well. Tampa's like, I like Tampa a lot. I feel like Tampa's
the next mini Miami.
I don't want to say that. Tampa's its own thing, but it's like it's like it's not a big city. It's a city, but it's also like small enough to where it's still like it feels a little homey sometimes. Like at least to me. And St. Pete's like right there. So
So what makes like Tampa for you? What is like the thing?
Every time I think of Tampa, I think of Bayshore Riverwalk, honestly.
Okay, so you go there for a stroll and you're just like chilling.
So that's what Tampa represents to me. It's like peace, but there's also like population, like there's people, you know, and it's like young people and it's fit people and it's people doing stuff.
Yeah.
But they're doing healthy stuff.
Yeah, that's
as opposed to Miami, it's like a bunch of young entrepreneurs, but they're all doing coke and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a little bit, you know, it's a little different. So I appreciate Tampa a lot.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Yeah, so, but yeah, so we had the connection for Ryan and everything, and I'm just like, okay, I saw you popping off with the door-to-door recruitment, and I'm like, how do you get into that? And I know from, I think from Alan, you were his mentor, I think.
Yeah, so before that, I ran like a video coaching program. I was coach videographers how to like build their business, and Alan was one of my students.
Love it.
But he's doing this thing now. He's killing it.
Yeah.
So I was doing that for a little bit, and then, but at the same time, I still had my video marketing agency. So I was doing both. And then one of my clients was a roofer, and we were doing content for him, and we were getting him like millions of views, and he was going viral, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, I need to go more viral." And I'm like, "Why, bro?
Like, why got him hooked?" And he's like,
"Yeah." And he's like, "Because of recruitment." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "This helps bring more sales guys." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then that's when I kind of like made the pivot. I was like, "Okay, there's a thing here that no one else is really doing." So I was like, "Let me do that instead."
Yeah. So for me, the biggest issue, like with like content in general, maybe you got like some gold there. Finding your niche, and it is like, for me, that's like a niche, you know, you just heard something and you just jumped on it, and I'm like, why would you do that? Not like, why did you not do the marketing thing? Why did you not do that? What gave you the confidence that you're like, okay, I'm going all in that, or where you're not all in?
I read a book called I Was All In, and there was a point where I dropped all my marketing clients and I focused just on recruitment, and there was a few months where I was like, what the hell did I do? Like, did I make the right move?
Yeah, how much did you drop in revenue? Like,
I dropped like 20 grand in revenue at once. So 20 grand a month, like at once.
And you're just like, okay, let's do it.
I was like, let's do it. I'm here. But it wasn't like, so what happened was a few clients were super late on their invoices.
That's a good reason.
Some clients,
they gave you the excuse.
Yeah, I was getting pissed. And then some clients were just starting to get super difficult to work with.
Yeah. And
it was just a culmination. I was just like, fuck it, bro.
Yeah.
And so I just hit all of them like, I'm not working with John anymore.
Yeah.
But anyways, the reason I made that pivot was because there was a book called it's a good, it's kind of boring, but it's a good book. It's called Blue Ocean Strategy, which pretty much it talks about businesses. You're in the blue ocean or a red ocean. Red ocean is like you're super saturated, like everyone's doing it. Blue ocean is like
everyone's doing camera.
Everyone's doing camera, content, real. Everyone's doing it. So it's like, so blue ocean is a business that it's not like a brand new business. It exists, but you're just in a place where it's brand new to the customer. And that's what I saw where I was going with that. So that's why I made the pivot.
I dig it. So, and so I know, like, because like when you go into masterminds and stuff like that, and let's say you decide like, okay, I pivot, I go now into weddings.
Yeah.
That means nothing, you know, like there's like, okay, I want to do weddings. You're trying to get your foot in the door. So you need a little bit more to actually be successful at weddings, you know, like,
yeah.
So what are like the lessons and tools that you learned that helped you to actually like, okay, I'm doing this for real?
I think the main thing you need to learn is like how to get clients.
Yeah.
So there was even a point where I pivoted straight into weddings. It was like a long time ago. Like,
yeah.
But I knew how to get clients in weddings too. So like, I think if you learn how to get clients, you can kind of pivot wherever you want, honestly.
Gotcha.
Which is like, it's kind of an easy thing, but it's not really that easy. But it's like, I don't know. It's like not easy, but it's kind of easy.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, one of my clients, Lead Gen J, like he's an email marketer. He's like
I think he's outer PR.
Yeah, he's the smartest guy, and like I'm just like, he blows my mind, you know. Like, so I'm the creative director doing like managing the team and all. I'm like, what the hell? Because like when you film reels, you learn from people what they're like. Hey, you got to do X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but yeah. So how do you get leads? Like, you have like a tip for a viewer where you're like, okay, if you're starting out in a new thing, this is the number one thing you should be focusing on.
Yeah, so it depends on how much money you have. So if you have a budget, usually just run Facebook ads. But if you don't have a budget, so when I first started my video marketing business, I moved to a brand new city. I had no connections, I had no money, I had nothing. So all I would do was go on Instagram, I would hop on hashtags. So I think at the time, it was like that city business. And I clicked on it, and everyone who was posting content, I just shoot them a DM like, hey, bro, I see you're posting content. You're doing great. If you need help, da 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 da. And then out of like 20 people, maybe like one responded. And that was my first client, and I charged him $1,500. And then he referred me to someone else, and then that's kind of like how it started. Damn. But Facebook groups and Instagram hashtags, that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Because like for most people, like, you know, they're like, okay, I'm gonna run ads, so put $20 on it. And you're just
that's
like,
not enough, bro. Yeah, that's
happening. Not enough. Shit's like,
yeah. And what's funny with ads too, people think like, okay, I run ads, all my problems are solved. I'm like, bro, no, there's still like a follow-up. You got to call them, you got to text them, you got to help. Like, it's still more to it, but yeah, you know, everyone does their thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so what you do now? So you're still doing the recruitment? Or?
Yeah, so I still run a recruitment agency. It's grown to, instead of just roofing companies, now it's door-to-door sales companies. So that could be like roofing companies, solar, pest control, whoever has a door-to-door sales team. I help them find sales reps.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, like, what is like the biggest thing they struggle with? Like, obviously getting leads, but I'm like,
you talking about sales reps or the companies?
I don't know. Like, who do you help more?
I help the companies find sales reps, and I help the sales reps find because I help both of them. So essentially, for companies, they struggle. Roofing companies specifically, they struggle with recruitment.
Yeah. So
the way roofing companies grow or sell is door-to-door sales, right? Everyone knows that. But no one wants to do door-to-door. Like, it's not cool, bro. It's like, it sucks. Yeah. So they struggle finding people. So I help them find people by, you know, explaining the opportunity, like what people can gain out of doing it. Because I think roofing companies don't really do it that well. Like, you have to properly explain, like, if someone's gonna do door-to-door sales, something that sucks, is hot, like, you're knocking, like,
you get a bunch of no's.
Yeah, you get a bunch of no's. You got to explain properly what that opportunity is, and that's kind of what I help facilitate.
Damn. Okay. So with that being said, like, for most people, they know door-to-door, and they're just like, why would anybody want to do that? Like,
yeah, so door-to-door is not a fun job. For sure. But door-to-door, I think, is, especially in this time and age, for someone with no degree, no technical skills, no, you know, business savvy, I think it's the fastest way to accumulate wealth. Not millionaire wealth, but six-figure wealth, which is a good starting point, right? So if you're broke and you have nothing to do, nothing going on, you don't know anything, doing door-to-door sales, if you're in it and you're under the right training, you're eventually going to get good at sales. You're going to land deals, and you can make six figures in 1 year, your first year.
Holy moly.
So I think it's good for, you know, like, for anyone, but if you're like a kid, like 17, 18, 19, all the way to maybe like 24, and you're trying to figure it out and you don't know what to do, just get into door-to-door sales.
Damn. Okay, that's sick. That's sick. I never did it, but I had like clients, you know, for solar companies, and like Florida is like the biggest solar and the security thing ever, and it's just like, holy moly, you guys make what, you know? And they're throwing sometimes events where you get an iced out watch and all that shit. It's just like they're rewarding their door knockers a lot. I'm just like questioning everything. It was basically like a Wolf of Wall Street party, you know, and they just wanted to flex, you know.
And you're like, is this real?
Yeah, and I'm just like there with my camera taking photos and stuff, and I'm like, am I in the wrong field?
Yeah, I thought that too before. Yeah, like I know, dude. I know like 20-year-old kids pulling up in a Lambo with all this jewelry on it. I'm like, what'd you do? Door to door, solar.
Door to door.
I'm like, bro, what am I doing? You know? So yeah. There's definitely money in it. If you do it the right way and you work for the right company, for sure.
Okay, let's talk about the right company, because that is typically the biggest problem with door to door. Because like most roofers and stuff like that, like I don't know what the statistic is, but I hear that's like
scammers. Yeah,
scammers. Like, you get a guarantee, but the company maybe will be in business for 1 or 2 years, and then finito. Yeah, you know. So what? How would you rate like solar roofers, the security people? What is the worst? What's the best? Or what do you think? Where you would open the freaking door?
No,
come on.
Okay, so there's good and bad in all, right? There's good and bad. I know good solar companies. I know shitty solar companies. I know good roofing companies. What my advice to anyone, if you're gonna work there, is First of all, look at how long they've been in business.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one key indicator. Read the reviews, right? If they screw over a lot of their customers, they're gonna screw you over as well. I think that's important too. And then 3, join the company. Join the company. Give it 60 days.
Yeah.
Get a gauge of what you see going on. And if you feel like it's not right for you, you can get out. But I think 60 days is like a good, like, because maybe your first month's not good. But I think by your second month, you should be able to tell like what it really is.
Yeah, what's the problem or whatever.
Yeah, and also, sorry, one more thing. Also, look at their retention rate. Look at how long sales reps usually stay at their company. If they're switching guys every week, then it's obviously not a good company.
Okay, that's some good advice right there for the people who are hiring, but for the people opening the door, I don't know.
Oh, for people opening the door, I mean, it's similar. Like, look at the reviews. Look at how long the company's been in business, and yeah, I mean, the reviews tell a lot. That really tells like who's who. Like, if you dig deep enough, you can find out what you need to find out.
I dig it. Yeah, well, sorry for throwing you there under the bus. I didn't want to, like throwing shit at clients, nothing like that. But it's like
no. I only try to work with good clients. Like, like if someone has like a bad reputation, I try not to work with them.
Yeah, for me, it's like you get those door knocking every time, and I'm like, is it long saturated or is it not? You know. So it's like I don't know where we are in that cycle. What do you feel like?
Do I think it's saturated?
Yeah, the door knocking, because like you see the spectrum, you see the everybody.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think it's saturated.
Okay, you think it's getting worse?
It's definitely there, but it's not saturated though. Like, I feel like it's like, okay, it's like is are there enough videographers around? Some might say yeah, some might say no. Like, it really all depends, you know.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah. But with that being said, do you still do videography or anything like that, or you just like completely transitioned?
I do here and there. I still, it's funny because I just one of my old clients from like a few years ago just hit me up and they're like, hey, like, please come back. Like, every other videographer we've hired after you has not cut it. So for like with them, I'm working with them again. So I do. Try not to though, just because it takes up a lot of time, honestly. Like, when you're shooting with someone for 4-6 hours, it takes up a lot of time of your day.
Yeah, like the shooting is the one thing, the editing is the other. If you don't outsource
it. Exactly. Yeah. So it takes away a lot from my business. So I try not to do it. Honestly, I've gotten more into videography for like myself, like just having fun.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, what do you create like for yourself?
More like documentary style of like just me spending time with my family, whether it's my mother, my father, my brothers, my aunts, uncles, just because as we've gotten older, I've realized like, they're not going to be here forever. Yeah. And I've realized at the end of the day, like, I got so used to looking at videography as a business that I kind of like forgot that it's like a pretty cool gift that we have, So I think it's important to use it for not just clients, of course, but for our own stuff to document.
Oh, I dig that. Yeah. Business ruins things sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm just like, I haven't filmed a reel for myself or haven't done a YouTube video in forever. And my goal was like, when I got into video, I want to be like free and independent, do whatever I want to do. I get that YouTube check,
Yeah.
That dream,
Yep.
And it's not that easy,
It's not, no. I have a friend though, he's doing pretty good at YouTube, man. He's from Tampa. But he has like it's like an anime reaction channel.
Ooh, I dig that. Okay, that's what's up.
And he's shown me some checks. I'm like, bro, this YouTube money is legit.
I saw checks too. I'm like, I cannot talk a lot, but it's you can make crazy bank. The hardest part is like literally just like finding your niche,
building an audience. Yeah, that's the hardest part.
When you have the niche, then you can build an audience by trial and error. But it's like, for me, it's like, I don't know what I love, and I'm like dabbling with so many things, but staying in the video thing, like I think I confuse myself, and that's my handicap.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like something a lot of creatives struggle. I still struggle with that sometimes. Like, everything interests you, you're kind of good at everything, so you just try everything.
Yeah,
so I think once you just gotta just keep trying, brother. Like, that's usually what I do. I just keep throwing things at the wall, and whatever sticks, that's usually what I run with.
Damn. Okay. You going to Ryan's next event?
No, I'm not going to Ryan's next one. I went to the last one. The last one was really good. This next one though, I'm gonna be out of town.
Oh, what do you got going on?
I just visiting family.
Okay, that's important. Like, also, like, where you feel like you're in your journey, you are. Like, what is like the season right now for you?
I don't know, bro. I'm in a mix right now. I struggle with that a lot. So I'm definitely in a season where like I want to grow a lot. Like, I have high hopes for what I want to do, but I'm also in a season where I understand, like, you know, building a life outside of business is important, because I've seen people not do that. I've seen people just stick so far into business.
Yeah.
And then 10 years down the line, they don't have any friends, they don't have any family, they don't have this, they don't have that, and they're just all busy, and they're not happy.
Yeah.
They're rich, whatever. They have the penthouse, the Lambo, the women, and they're not happy at all. And I don't want to end up like that. So I'm trying to, like, find that balance, you know?
Okay. So what is, like, your balance? Like, what do you do in your free time besides, like, friends and family? Already here, that's big.
Yeah, so I pick up hobbies that are not business, hobbies that don't make me any money. Okay. That's usually that's what I've been doing.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
I cannot make money with this.
No, yeah, because if I feel like I can make a business out of it, I'm gonna try, and it's gonna ruin it. So like last year, what I was doing is I was picking up like salsa lessons. Like salsa,
doing some dancing.
Yeah, dance, like bachata, doing some like dancing stuff.
That's big down here, actually.
Yeah, and it's fun. And then I was doing just like boxing, like anything that just like anything that's like not business related, I was getting into. So this year, what I want to do is getting bigger into like Bible study.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah, stuff like that. Just stuff that doesn't make me any money. That's like run club too. Like I do run club sometimes.
Yeah, I saw that. Like I finally recovered. Like I injured my knee, and then after injuring my knee, I got fat. You know, I was big into running and like biking and stuff like that. And now the knee is injured, and I'm like, I cannot do anything.
Yeah,
and it's like now it healed, and I'm like, okay, I can start working out again. You know, gotta hit the gym, do the thing, and this is like one of those things where the morning running clubs and stuff like that. They run 5K with
that's
like
big
50
in Tampa,
people.
right? Yeah, that's big in Tampa.
Also here, like you can do it on the pier. Yeah.
I didn't realize that though. Like, and I feel like the run clubs have just like are new. Like a few years ago, they just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah,
right?
and there's like a couple people starting them, so it's like none of them or some of them stick around, you know. But it's very rare that you have like one that's actually really the thing, and there's rather like 10 who are trying, and like personal trainers. I'm like, I'm gonna do this now.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. I think it's cool for sure. What about you? What do you do like outside of like filming or like business wise?
Outside of business, you see this mess. Like I was big into guitar, you know, and that was like playing music and stuff like that. And when you're a foreigner and you come to a new country and you basically like really handicapped, you know, like people think you're stupid because you have an accent. It's literally like that, you know. Like you say the same thing and they're like, oh, I don't know if you understood what I meant.
So yes, I fucking understood.
You know, so it's that type of thing where it's like, oh, and you basically have to study way harder to like be sufficient or just okay with language. And I was like, okay, I don't have as much time anymore as I had in the beginning, like in Germany, because like, oh yeah, I'll pick up the guitar and doing XYZ.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, even in videography, it's so competitive, you know?
It is competitive.
So it's like, it's mad competitive. And it's like, okay, you either have to commit like really, really hardcore, or you have to be really, really smart and have like the systems in, you know? And that's a big one for me too. I had like a client and I got him like a shit ton of views. And then, he had a marketing guy, and the marketing guy is doing the go high level. So I'm basically on top of funnel, getting all the views, basically feeding the go high level shenanigans.
Yeah.
And I'm basically like losing out on the control and like on the, oh, good job, Fitz, you know. Yeah. Instead, it's like the other guy's getting a good job because he's closing the leads, you know, that you brought him. And it's like, I guess I have to learn that now. And now this is again, like there's like so many tools that you have to learn nowadays, like go high level, make.com, like with the automation I talked about.
Yeah, you did talk to me about that,
And I'm just like, okay, I got to go all in on AI on top, you know? It's like, what else do you have to learn? I'm just like, what's going on?
I think there's a way you can position that though. So I have a friend, he works with, he's actually a student of mine too in the video coaching program, but he works with the fitness influencer, and he gets paid. He has his like salary, obviously, but then he gets paid a small percentage of every lead they bring in organically through the content.
Ooh, that's smart.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
So I think there's something there. that you can structure as well, because you are bringing in the leads. Like, yeah, they're closing them, but you're bringing them in. So granted, you're probably not going to get as big as of a percentage as these people, but even if you get like 1 or 2% of whatever, that adds up, you know? Yeah. Especially if you're getting them like millions of views. So
so that's like the thing where I'm like, okay, got to learn that. So I learned like go high level for a while, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, now I can do a bunch in it, but it's like I'm doing it now more for clients. It's like, okay, every client is like wants to have their system now. It's like, okay, I'm getting views, I want to make money with it, you know? And so there's like, I have like a list of 11 ways how to make money with videos, like affiliate marketing, sponsorships, and products and stuff like that. So usually I have like 4 that I use myself, and I'm trying to build that out for them, but I basically have to build like that customer journey so it's more efficient, you know what I mean?
Sounds like it's a pain in the ass, bro.
It is a pain in the ass. It's like, you know, and instead what I really want to do is like use those 11 ways and build them out for myself, you know? So it's like, okay, I get like, for example, I get those things sent to me, you know, make a review, get $500 to make a review. I dig it, you know? But I haven't shot a review in like, I think like 6 months or so.
Wow, bro. You got to get back to that.
Exactly. And I'm feeling like I'm missing out by building others up. But that's me, you know? So for me, YouTube was a big fun thing. 3D printing, you know, if you want to have a gator hat.
That's nice. Oh, so you made that?
Yeah.
Wow, bro, that's pretty cool.
And I have like this. That's what I made too. A lamp stand, my own product.
Wow.
You know, check it out,
bro. I think this is the future, bro.
That is the future. I'm pulling sales and shit.
I think so, bro. Because I think, man, I think that's pretty cool.
So I'm very nerdy and I do a lot of things. I do too many things, but I should be focusing. You know.
Let me ask you this though, right? So So what age did you move here from Germany?
22, I think.
You're 22 years old.
God, then I'm longer than 12 years in the US. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what is the difference between I guess like work-life balance in Germany versus the United States?
Oh, it's a different beast. It's like 100. So basically in Germany, everybody lives like the 9 to 5 days a week, and then you just call it. You know, it's like, okay, I'm getting...
So is entrepreneurship in Germany not like people don't push it like that?
No, they don't push it at all, and here's everything, you know? Yeah. Everybody who has a 9 to 5 is like, okay, what's your grind? You know, what's the thing? What's your passion? You know, it's like a big thing, and that's what I love about America. You know, everybody... So I
was going to ask you, like, how do you feel about that?
I dig it. Like, I'm like, it's super weird because in Germany, people cannot relate to that. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward for my vacation, you know? Yeah. I'm saving for 2 years, and then I go to Spain, Mallorca, Italy, or whatever. And it's just like, here it's like, no, you got to grind it out, got to do X, Y, Z. And it's like, it's really fucked up, but it's also really, really cool if it works, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, you have all these issues now.
100%.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. But I've always wondered though, like about people from like other countries, how they look at that, because I don't know, bro. Sometimes like when I go to Spain, so I got family in Spain, and I go visit, and I'm just like, man, you guys have a good life, bro. Like I kind of want this. But then when I'm here, I'm like in that mode. I'm like, I gotta go. You know, I gotta do
that thing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I always say like America's the land of is the Wild West, like land of the extreme shitty or extreme good, like the Wild West. You know.
Yeah.
You either make it, you know, and make a bank, or you're just like getting shot, and that's it.
You know what's funny is that's how door-to-door sales is, bro. It's like,
did you saw the news?
Yeah, I did see that when they pulled out the gun, bro. I did see that. Oh my god. Yeah. But that happens
quite often. Like
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it happens a lot, bro. Like, I know a few people that have gotten guns pulled out on them.
I know a guy too, like my best buddy, Kean Films. You know, like he's blowing up on social. Like he has now 300,000 followers in a year. You know,
nice.
And he had that snipping sound. So if you hear that snipping sound, he was like top 2 in the US charts for TikTok Reels. Was also on the podcast.
Nice.
Because he's my G.
Yeah.
But basically, he had the gun pulled on him too. And I was like, what?
What was he doing?
And when he came to the US, he was like a sales guy for solar.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
So apparently, like, knocked the door at the wrong time. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's the best time when you knock, like, in the nights or whatever, and people are at home. And I'm like,
that
what?
That is not the best time.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's it. Hey, man, those guys have all my respect, because I've seen, like, guns pulled out on them. People let the dogs out on them. Like, get the police call. I've seen it all, man. So
yeah, it's not an easy job. Like,
it's not, and they don't. And to your point about the extremes, it's like, yes, you can make a lot of money doing it, but you also can make nothing doing it, bro. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. But it's good though. It's good. I think, yeah, man. So okay, so let me ask you this, right? So do you still have like friends back home in Germany that you talk to?
That's the weird part. Like, friends is like I changed my views on that a little bit. You know, like, you have real friends and they're your friends forever, you know? Then you have your friends where it's like, hey, you didn't talk to me for 6 months. You're not anymore my buddy, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like those superficial people. Most of them are like that, you know? Like, you meet somebody and you talk with them for like 6 months, 8 months, or a year, and they're just like upset or whatever. But you had life going on and you're in a different country, whatever. So that's the common thing. And here in the US, it's kind of the same, because everybody's like, they become friends and then they move away, different town, different state, different everything, and it just falls apart. And I feel like in Germany, friends are closer, deeper intertwined, you know, because like, it's a different environment. Here it's just like very flaky. Hey, how's it going? We don't have that, you know. Like in Germany, is like you don't even ask anybody how you doing. You don't give a shit. Like, you really, but it's like you're just like super honest. Like, I don't give a shit, you know. And like you're being kind of very upfront and very pragmatic. Like, that's the downside of being German. Like, you're very like upfront and very, you know. But if you're in that circle, you're just like, yeah, you're cool, you know.
But wait, so in Germany they don't ask how you're doing. Like, who gives a shit? Like, how do they how do they salute? Like, just hello, that's it. Hey, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, I kind of like that though, because I feel the same way when people are like, hey, how you doing, how you been? It's like, bro, you don't give a fuck. Like, why are you asking me? Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't care. So I like that though.
Yeah, so it's more real, but it's also like people don't like real, if that makes sense.
In Germany?
Well, in general, like
in general,
yeah, because like, yes, it's nice that somebody asks you how you're doing, but you know they don't care, and the whole 9 yards, you know. So it's like,
yeah, that's how I felt in Miami.
Yeah,
I felt like a lot of people in Miami were just like, hey, but it's like they don't really care.
Miami, I think that's a different beast. It's like that's like world. The mecca of like, you know, fake girls and hey, trying to make it.
Yes.
And so it's like, oh, you have a yacht, let me be there, you know.
Yeah. But even guys are like that over there too. It's like, hey, you're doing, you know this person. Oh, I want to hang out with you. Oh, you do this. I want to hang out with you. And it's draining.
It's very, very superficial.
Yeah.
What is like. It's bad.
It is bad. It is bad. It is bad.
Then it's more like a trading thing. You know, what you got, you know, how does that fit into my schedule? Can we arrange a win-win, you know? Like, but some people are just like win-lose, and that's what I hate, you know? Like, win-win all the way, you know? But when there's like a win-lose where it's just like taking, you know, and not giving, then it's like it becomes a weird thing.
Let me ask you this, though. How do you navigate you as a creative, right? Because I feel like I was looking around, looking at all your lenses. I'm like, this guy's like a super, like, you're a creative. Some people are like business creative, but you're like creative because even making all this, right? So how do you navigate business? Because I feel like it's two separate worlds.
It is two separate worlds, and I'm like kind of retarded in that way where it's like, okay, it's like, oh, I love learning. So I was on a trip where it's like, okay, I met my girl, you know, we were dating for 8 years, nice. You know, and I'm like working as a server for the most of the time, you know, and like you get a flexible schedule, and I'm like, okay, I'm all in on that entrepreneurship. So I didn't want to be a videographer. I did like I want to have my own business. That was why I moved to the US. And I was like, basically, if I moved to a different country, not even about the parents, because I did not know my father, so I didn't really care about him. Yeah. I was like, hey, let's build that connection, be friends, and see where it's going. Yeah. But I'm like, I want to break out of that 9 to 5 because I really hated the 9 to 5. Let's get drunk on the weekend. Yeah. That type of mentality. So I did like carpentry, maintenance shenanigans, all sorts of things. And then I realized like through a YouTube channel about a guy who's doing entrepreneurship and whatever, you have to stick to one thing and become a master. Mm-hmm. And only when you become a master, you can actually make something with it. Otherwise, you just like, you have nobody to sell to because they're either better than you or, you know, like you don't know what works or what doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to go really, really deep into it. So I read a bunch of books, followed a bunch of entrepreneurs, listened to all their shenanigans, and that was like 8 years or 10 years ago now. And now it's like with business, I'm like, there's a bunch of lessons that I don't know but should be knowing, and you just like trial and error it a little bit, if that makes sense. So there's like those, what is it like, never say like, for example, this is a good question then for you, like what are your business tips or lessons that you should never do? For example, when you text somebody, never mention a price, not over phone, get them on a call.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that is, for example, like a lesson, and I'm like, there's a bunch of little lessons that I don't know and that you have to learn, and it's just like trial and error. So I'm not very systemized. I have ADHD, so I'm like all over the place, very creative, but finding the systems, building that thing, very, very painful. So outsourcing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true. So what were we saying? What was the question? Like lessons for me? Business lessons?
Yeah. So if you would give somebody like your business crash course, like for example, never talk about price on the DMs, do it over a call, or always...
That's changing, by the way.
Who's changing?
I know people that sell $10,000 packages through DMs.
Oh, wow.
It's changing, yeah. But the way they frame
you gotta have to have a lot of proof. You gotta be like, you gotta be top G. It's like
it's the way you frame it. Yeah. But okay, so it's business lessons,
like all the lessons that come to your head. What would you give? Like, hey, you're starting out. You're probably fucking up XYZ.
Charge more. Whatever you're charging, charge more. That's like the number one lesson.
Yeah.
Charge more. I'm trying to think of like, I'm trying to be like as general as possible that I can like encompass everything.
No, what do you tell yourself when you're like on a call with a client and it's like, okay, I don't want to fuck this up.
Charge more.
Bro, so this is my mindset when I'm like talking price, it's like, okay, make them bleed. So it's like, if it's a client that I don't know, it's a new one, and I'm like, I don't really care. It's like, and I'm like, I can't afford to lose it. I'm like, okay, it's time to make them bleed, to see if they really want it, So, and then it's like you're forced to deliver, you made them bleed. They really want it, So it's like, but you want to figure the price, like price to value, and you want to match that or be at least a little bit above.
But it's always charge more. Like whatever you think, whatever your price that you think is always add more, bro. Because it is always more. Like that's one thing I've realized. Like it's one, they could afford it. People will find the money to pay for what they really want to.
But here's me.
It depends on what it is, though, too.
Yeah, but some people will hear that and they're like, okay, I say charge more, and I'm charging now more, and they're actually shitty.
That is true.
Some people,
but I feel like if you're shitty and you charge more, clients are gonna talk, and you probably won't get business again, or at least easy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So you don't think like earn it, like earn it up there?
Well, yeah. If it's like your first client, yes, don't charge more.
People are delusional nowadays.
That's true. If it's your first client, charge less. But like if you've been doing this for like at least a year already, and you've had multiple clients, then you charge. You raise your, because now you kind of know what it is.
Yeah, true.
That is right. Yeah, it's delusional. I've been that person though. I've charged a lot. I remember one time, this like during my video marketing stuff, I charged someone like 10 grand.
Damn.
For like some content, and I was like, we were on the phone, we were on a Zoom call, and it was like, and I was like 10 grand, and I was like, he was like, all right, send the invoice, and I was like, holy shit, and I sent him the invoice, and he didn't pay half, he paid the whole thing. Boom. And then for a second I was like happy, and then another second I was like, what the fuck did I do, bro? Like, I can't fuck this up. And I did.
Well, now you have 10 grand where you can play with figuring it out.
But I did fuck it up. I mean, I didn't fuck it up, but we didn't give him the results that he wanted. So he renewed for another month, but he was like, bro, I'm not paying you 10 grand. Like, I'll give you 5. And I was like, that's still good.
Yeah. Talking about those numbers, right now, I feel like there's like kind of recession going on. There's shenanigans going on, and you can be positive, negative mindset, whatever. What do you think about right now? You think game is easier or harder right now? Because like it's also like in what circle are you? It's like so many variables.
Yeah, but I think also, and this is not gonna sound good, but this is the truth. I think AI is gonna like clean a lot of people out. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
I think nasty. That's coming. Yeah, I think it's coming. So I think it's gonna get hard for a lot of people in a lot of different industries. Yeah, so I think
charge more so you can trying to make it.
I think that's what a lot of people are doing. Like honestly, like I see people now that had agencies that had like, you know, social media agencies or marketing agencies, and now they're pivoting to like coaching you how to start an agency. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you're doing that because your agency's going to shit right now.
Yeah, it's like the kind of the step up and trying to, you know, get one step higher than the flood's rising or whatever.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Same thing with guys that are trying to sell.
What's the worst for you? What do you think? Like, what right now is like overrated? You like social media marketing? What's like? What's that in your opinion? Doesn't have to be true. It's just opinion. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think anything's overrated right now, bro. Because this is the thing. Like, so okay. So off the top of my head, when you ask me that, I'm like getting because there's businesses that I know that they get bad reviews deleted from Yelp for a business. But in my head, I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Yeah. Like that's overrated. But there's people that pay for that. So.
Yeah, and they need it.
I know a guy who makes $70,000 a month.
Damn.
Where his business model is he gets bad reviews deleted from Airbnbs.
Yeah.
I mean, think that's stupid, but if it works, it works.
Yeah, no, I guess there's a market. Airbnb's kind of doing bad right now, but
but there's still people buying renting Airbnbs. Yeah. I rented an Airbnb like for my birthday a few months ago.
Okay.
So I think
belated happy birthday.
Yeah. But what's funny is when I talked to the owner, I was like, "Hey, how's business doing?" He's like, "We're not doing good."
Yeah. Well, thanks for the cheap rate though.
No, I wish he gave me a cheap rate.
Oh, he made you bleed. God damn.
Yeah, he made me bleed. Okay, so let me ask you this though. Like, obviously, you're an entrepreneur. You wanna grow and you wanna like.
Yeah.
When you've made it, whatever that looks like.
Oh yeah, let's define that though for you and then for me.
Yeah. Do you think you would stay here? Or you would go back to Germany?
Ooh, that's a good one because like my wife wants to go to Germany and
your wife is German as well?
No, she's American. Okay. But here's the story. So she had a severe TBI accident, like basically hit her head on concrete. Was a child for like 2-3 weeks. You know, grew up. You know, relearned a bunch of stuff. You know, other people would be drooling right now.
Were you guys together at the time?
Yeah, like we just got married after like 10 years being together. We got married,
and then the accident happened.
Yeah, and then just like through the fire, you know how they say.
Wow.
Like, and I'm just like,
how did you handle that?
Man, it was the craziest shit ever. Like Ryan basically came in clutch. Like he does not even know that. So basically, she had an accident. I'm like, basically, she's like barely can talk, barely can walk. Ears broken, everything, you know, and you wouldn't tell it right now because she recovered so greatly. She's now the editor and helps me with like the system shenanigans where I'm terrible. But basically, she was in the hospital, and I was like at Ryan's first event, what was before the Attention Summit, and it was at Coastal Creative, and I'm just like, okay, I was like,
wait, it was the one in the St. Pete in the little. I was at that one too.
Yeah, you was there?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I was there too, but I was like just like a shell in a way where it's like, okay, I'm just quiet, you know, doing my thing, and just listen to it, and I'm like, okay, and then figured out like Ryan is legit, you know, because like I saw a couple reels where he says like he worked with somebody, and I'm like, I'm not sure if he did, and then like I saw the stories, and I'm like, wait a second, he's eating with that person, so it must be real. You know, and I'm like, okay, whatever, but I don't really care about that kind of cloud thing, so I'm just like learned a little bit, tried to apply to his job, didn't get it, you know, and then later helped him with the live stream and got hired for live streaming. So what was cool, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, what was the question again?
About your wife.
Yeah. So she had like the severe TBI, and what was quite the story.
Wow, man, that's crazy. Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm in a new relationship.
Oh, you meant like for Germany? Yeah. Let's get back to that.
Let's get back to that.
Yeah. So she wants to live in Germany, and her nightmare was like that she gets in an accident and severe death in America, and guess what happened?
That's what happened.
Exactly. So you manifest in a way what you don't want, you know?
Wow.
You know, so it's like you could say, hey, you manifested like your nightmare, because she knew like when you get an accident, insurance is a nightmare. Then the hospital system is a nightmare, and all of the above, and she didn't want to deal with it. And she's like, let's go there, you know? And I'm like, nah, here's so much opportunity. Shit's cool, you know? It's exciting. Germany is like meant of the middle class. Like you don't want to do anything besides like chilling, you know? Like, okay. so it's like I'm like I didn't want to do it. Like I don't know if I would go there. Like my mom wants me to come back, and I'm just like,
you go visit though.
Yeah, I go visit, but it's like it's not the same. And it's like my mom is a very, 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 very loving person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you cuddle something too hot, it's that type of thing. You know,
nice.
so it's good and bad at the same time. So I'm like, on the one side, I wish I could be just here, but the dream would be just traveling around, you know, even though I don't like traveling, I like being there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me back to my question. I have a question about all that stuff. So you as an entrepreneur now, how do you handle, and I'm asking because this is new to me, so I'm trying to figure it out. How do you handle entrepreneurship and relationship?
Oof. So first off, you got kind of find the right one, you know, because like most girls are like, "Hey, I like the bag that you got there," you know.
Yeah.
Get me some.
Yes.
You're just like, "Oh yeah, you like me, huh?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of messed up. So like, I'm a very pragmatic person, and I'm very open, and so I'm like, I'm cheap sometimes, you know. Like my wife paid for the first dinner. You know, and I was like dating her, and I'm like, okay, I want to take you out, you know, and she just paid for it, and I was like, hey, this is not cool, you know. Okay. When she's like, you can pay for the second one, so I'm like, at least I didn't get a gold digger.
That's the one.
Yeah. It didn't fight like that, but yeah.
You know what's funny though? I saw a TikTok where they said that about German men.
Yeah.
There was a girl that said she was dating in Germany, and all the men were like, "Yeah, you got to pay for everything."
Yeah. You kind of. It sorts out a lot of shitty people.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
You know, like if they're already starting like, hey, you need to treat me like a woman. I'm like, oh. Yeah. I mean, like I support them, and I'm like, yeah, 100%. But it's like, you kind of have to feel like, is it because of that, or what is the reason why you want to be treated like that?
I get it, bro. That was a good point. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, they ain't loyal.
I wish I would have thought like that would have saved me a lot of money.
I have buddies who are like, they just go to Disneyland with the girls, and I'm just like, what the hell?
First date, yeah.
So they have the whole membership so they can take girls there. I'm like, what?
Bro, I remember one time. This is a long time ago. I'm in a relationship now, but I remember one time for a first date, I took a girl to an island, to Dominican Republic.
God damn,
for 4 days. I was feeling like Drake that day, bro. Like I was like, yeah, let's just go. And it was horrible, bro. We didn't get along. She was it was just like, I was like, why did I do this? Like, this is horrible. Spent so much money.
Yeah. Girl can be complicated. Yeah. So with dating and like entrepreneurship, like you kind of have to find the one, or you keep it separated. Like, you know, technically you should keep it separated anyways, because like, it's two
different worlds. Yeah,
but also like they can take all your world, you know. It's it's a weird thing. So got to be very, very picky. Like that's what I learned, like with my father and a bunch of other people. The worst thing you can do is like date the wrong person, because they will destroy your life. Even if you think like, oh no, I can pull out or run away or whatever. No, you can't. They you know, they make you pay for a lifetime, or they're just like starting shit in the background, and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people like getting through like hard times with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
damn.
Be picky.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though it's like sometimes it's like, hey, I don't want to be that picky.
Yeah, it's funny. Okay. It's good.
Yeah.
So where do you see like, where do you see with AI and stuff, where do you see like filming and videoing?
So right now, you know, I have that one client, really smart, you know, Lee Jin Jae, you know, is like the smartest guy that I know. I'm like, okay. He's like, AI here, AI there, you know, very particular. What is like good and bad at the same time, you know? I feel like there's that human touch, you know, for a vibe, you know, having a vibe in a video, an undertone or whatever, versus like, even if you script a perfect video, it will shit the bed. That's what I feel like. Okay. You know, like I have clients where I'm like, we don't script anything, you know, it's just like, hey, we get you talking, maybe have a drink or two, and then it's just everything's flowing, you know. You say shit that you mean, and it comes delivered correctly. You say stuff that you would not say, versus like, hey, I need to say this hook correctly. And then, no, this sucks. Let's re-say it, you know? And that is like the biggest problem sometimes, what holds people up. And yeah, some people you can change and some people you can't. So, but if you use AI, you basically get the perfect structure, the perfect whatever, if you write it and you use it correctly. But I don't feel it's there yet, but it will be.
Do you think it will be there, like in 10, 15 years?
I think like 6 months or a year.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I have the Opus affiliate link down below. So that shit is like, you get random reels, and it's like, they're all right. If the podcast is good and there's a good flowing conversation with a good vibe, shouldn't be a problem, even for AI. They're just like, hey, the topic is good. Maybe that's good enough, and you go use that to either find the clip, with the synchronizing, and then just re-edit it in your way, or you just use it and you get lucky. So it's like already like dangerous. Like it's like for clients, they will use it and they just fuck it up right now. It's like and it's like you compete with that too.
But I mean, like for your business or for your passion, like, do you think?
Oh, it will be gone. Everything will be gone. That's what I see. Like it's a little bit of like bad mentality, but it's like
it's kind of truth mentality. Like me too, bro. Like even marketing sometimes, like I'm like,
Facebook goes all in, like taking over all ads running. They want to take that in-house. You don't hire a marketer. They run it for you.
Yeah.
You can't compete with that.
You can't. Luckily for now, Facebook is not that good at it. They're good. It's okay.
You just feed them the data, what works.
Yeah. But even that doesn't work all the time, bro. Like I've done that too. And it doesn't, it kind of works, kind of doesn't. But yeah, things are definitely
tight.
They're getting there for a lot of people.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what to say and think about it. The one thing that I learned is like, okay, I was like, what was it, like 7 years ago? I heard about Tesla, self-driving trucks and all that shit, and I'm like, truck drivers will be dead. They're still around, and I was like predicting it very aggressively in the next 3-4 years, because like I saw Tesla self-driving. It's still not there yet,
Still not there.
So it's like and that will hold you back, and that's a big thing. Like I overthink, I'm over, planning, you're strategizing, what's the best move right now? What should I be doing? Should I go all in on go high level or like make, for example, or should I do like just like AI chatbots and all that shit?
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fear messes it up, versus like, hey, what do you think is like a fun thing to do and going all in, because you still can make money.
You could. Yeah. I feel like a lot of these things that we're talking about, I mean, believe it or not, there's still a lot of people that have no idea what ChatGPT is.
I know, and you sell to them what a ChatGPT, agent is or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can make a personalized custom prompt or whatever. So it's like you always sell to the person who knows less, which sounds fucked up, but it's like it's technically has all
business.
It was always like that, will be always like that.
Yeah.
What is like it's not messed up unless you're like you want to see it in a messed up way,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So it's like I don't know how you deal with it. Does it confuse you?
No, I just try to learn as much as I can and try to implement as much as I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's coming. There's no way around it. So I just try to learn as much as I can and stay on top of things and pivot where I can.
Yeah.
But I'm also not afraid to
just do it.
Just do it. Just get into it. I mean, there's no choice at a certain point, right? You just gotta just go through it. So we'll see. We'll see where everything happens.
Yeah. So the biggest trend that I'm seeing right now that where everybody should be jumping on is like that N8N and the make.com, because now you can like have an automation that basically just instead of a person in the automation or in the workflow who's deciding something, you have ChatGPT in there making the decision. So it's like you can replace any job right now, and it's like, but you have to build it out in a really intelligent way, and it only fails because like you did not thought about that to do it the right way. Like there's free tools out there. You just make an account, connect it to that thing, and if something is in that Google Drive folder, send it to XYZ, transcode it to like get a script, then send it to AI, rewrite the script with the timestamps, then send it to there, and it's like you can build a whole automation. There's no limit. You can make that thing endless long or multiple of them, and then they work together. Like there's like you could build go high level right now in that thing. What is like it's freaking bonkers, but it takes time, and That's what I don't have. Like my thing is like I undercharge usually so that I get into the room because it's so competitive, you know. And I wish it could be like, oh yeah, I'm doing high ticket, but I'm like fast and sloppy but very affordable. What gets me in the room, and I can do a lot. That's if I would put the stats on me, you know. That's how I built the character. Lots of gear, a little bit versatile and everything versus like specialized and very specific and fixed in one. So you can throw me anywhere and I can do anything. But will it be as polished as like, you know, the cinematographer who's like, okay, this is the perfect angle. This is the, you know, I will fail against that one. But I can do more.
And you tell me what you think about this. I feel like you're right. Fast and sloppy gets you in the room.
But do you stay in it, you know?
Do you stay in there? Are you at the top of the room? Like, I feel like it gets you in any room. And I feel like that about videography in general, because when I was doing just videography, you got me in a lot of rooms.
Yeah, and it's a cheat code too.
But in every room, I was just the videographer.
Oh God.
I was just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was limited to what I was doing, so I had to kind of break out of that. So, I don't know. I think you're right, though. It does get you in the rooms. So I think it is a cheat code for sure. So it's a networking cheat code too.
Yeah, and it's a cheat code too because you learn from them. You know, like if you hear somebody yapping about XYZ, it's like, okay, I guess I'm editing this now, and it's getting deeper and deeper ingrained if they actually know something.
Yeah.
So I have clients where they're doing their podcast or whatever, and they're just like they're treating me as just a videographer, and I'm just like, well, my podcast and my thing gets me more money than yours, you know, and I could do XYZ, but you have a person who's posting your episodes and they're kind of not making clips with it. You're missing the whole purpose of that thing, but you're not listening to the videographer.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, they're just like, I want to help them, but they don't want to be helped. So it's like, and I don't want to pitch like the whole time, like, oh, I know this and that, you know, and it's like.
Do you think you having your own podcast helps you though?
Yeah, 100%.
Helps you, like how?
So it's kind of funny. Like there's like several strategies to it, you know. You can first off use it for networking, you know. Now we talked for the first time. You know, so that's cool. I got a big client from just like inviting another videographer, and he didn't like the client because he was stuck with them on a yacht, you know. And he's like, it's in Tampa, the Tampa's biggest yacht, Florida. I should not say names.
Yeah.
But either way, so he's like, okay, I don't want to work with them or whatever. Fitz, you want to do it? And I'm like, sure. Got the referral because they wanted to start a podcast. Did a podcast, and they're like, we did one podcast and we don't know the name of the show. We don't know XYZ. They basically didn't have their ducks in a row. They needed
a producer, yeah.
Yeah, so they just wanted to dabble in it, and they had money. And then they're like, hey, let's do some videos. So you get a lot of like good connections from it, you know, if you use it correctly. I have another podcast, for example, where we got like wave accounting, you know, like we use it as a business podcast where it's like freelancers, entrepreneurs, and whatever. So we are like the major, like similar to QuickBooks. They're just like a competitor of QuickBooks, Waves Accounting, and they come to us and they're like, hey, we need to make an episode about the new sponsorship thingy what they had going on. So basically we have them every time on there. So you get access to certain people and you can monetize it because theoretically, if you couldn't add it, I'm like, hey, should I added some reels for you, my man?
Yeah.
You know, so it's that type of thing. So you can sell to them. You can do so many things. And I'm like, the 11 ways stack on that too, you know, with like the affiliate marketing. And I could put Amazon links into products when we talk about it. I can have people promote their books if they want to, and I can try to catch a check and I'm like, hey, I give you like 30 clips off the book and whatever, you know. There's if you know how to make money with video, you can make it work, but it's like it's a loss leader in a way, but it can work if you do it aggressively and correctly, if that makes sense.
So video is a loss leader?
No, the podcast, like
the
that.
Podcast. Oh I see that.
But it's like you need to make the marketing material anyways. Like what's your routine for content? You have to sit down, you have to talk, and then you have to feel it, you know. And if you do it in front of the camera by yourself, it usually is not a good flow, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes it so much easier. That alone makes it worth it, you know.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about charging people like a marketing budget to come on the podcast, or do you do that?
Yeah. So for some people it makes sense, but it's like it really depends on who it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like I had a person like for $1,200, you know, like I compare like the podcast studios around town, you know. So I'm like, I'm in the back of my house here, so we're not that fancy. The pinky's up when we're drinking, but but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good then.
Yeah, but yeah, there's podcast studios, you know, they're charging $1,000 for 6 clips and an hour yapping, you know. But it's like, is it really worth it? You know, that's like the thing. If like a random studio cuts you 6 clips and they don't even know anything about like viral editing and stories and hooks.
Yeah, I feel like it's only worth it if you know what to do with it.
Exactly.
If you know how to use it, it's worth it. But if you're just cutting random stuff,
yeah, then it becomes it's like waste of money.
You can just hire Opus Clip to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if you know the right person and you have the right thing, it makes a lot of sense, I feel like.
Yeah.
And you can use it in a pitch. And it's like, I met a girl. It was kind of a funny story. So she was basically like, she said she won a movie awards or whatever. She did a competition and she got featured, but it's a terrible movie and she didn't win. And she's basically using little pieces to boost her overall resume. So it's like, you can have a podcast, now you're a podcaster, and now you do the next thing. So it's just a piece, and whatever the client wants to check, like, is he literally like a movie director? And you maybe have 2 movies, and they're not good, but it doesn't matter. You know, now you're a movie director, and then how true is it what you're doing, you know? So you can't fake it by doing a lot of things, and it's a strategy. I don't really recommend it because like I said, you got to master something, and if you master it, then you have true leverage because you know what to do with it. But it's like if you don't, it's like, it's better to have a lot of things, and then it's like, oh, he has a podcast and he has a YouTube channel and he gets a, you know, then it's like, well,
you know what's funny about all that is I tell all my clients they just start a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want to recruit, you need to start a podcast, and you need to be talking about all these things that happened when you're doing door to door, because door to door for someone that doesn't understand it, they're not gonna understand it. Like they have to be educated on it consistently, and the only way to do it, I mean, yes, as we have our funnel, we do all this stuff, but I think a podcast would be like the best way to educate.
It is also the easiest way.
Most natural way. Yeah,
you get like a corporate person in front of a camera doing the testimonial setup. They're stiff like a bread, and they're just
Yeah, they're stiff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, that doesn't get you any leads or any recruitment. It's like, oof. You know, it's like highlights. You got a budget for an expensive cinematographer and whatever. But if you're now a real person, you're talking about the real thing, you know, what's happening in the trenches, you know, it's like, oh, now you become relatable. Oh, the boss is actually not an asshole, you know. He actually knows what it's like to be.
And they hear real stories too. Like imagine your friend telling a story of how he got his gun pulled out on him. Like that'd be a funny story. That's a funny story. And yeah, some people might be like, oh, I don't want to do door to door, but some people might be like, I kind of want to give it a shot, you know.
I feel like there's like, even like just having like those stories, you know, they're crazy if you think about it. Like you interview them like when the story's fresh, like, hey, Freddie just knocked the door and girl came out there half naked. She tried to get him laid and he is like not doing it, you know, or he closed it or whatever. Yeah, you know, like those stories could get a lot of traction if you just build a meme account around it, you know. Stories of a closer or stories of a door knocker, something like that.
Damn, you know? Bro, you're giving me ideas.
You can do it.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, but ideas are cheap, you know, doing it.
Execution. Yeah, trust me, I've done a podcast before. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, so I feel like it's worth it.
Yeah.
And it's like cool meeting people, and it's like you never know where it's going to, you know. Sometimes it's like you learn something, sometimes it's like it leads to a connection, and sometimes it's just like now I just know more, you know. So it's not a lose, because it's also healthy to talk to a real human, you know. It's like versus like DMs or just like being alone, you know. It's like you know what I mean, keyboard warriors, and like yeah. What do you think though? What
I agree. I think podcast is the best way to network, and I think it does, especially in this at least in the industry I'm in, where it's all digital, it's a good way to get out the house and like meet people in person. Because sometimes networking events are kind of awkward. Like, you sometimes like you want to talk to people, but you don't want to talk too much because then you want to talk to someone else, and then you got to bounce around, and then and sometimes you do the fake thing where it's like, hey, how you doing? Which you really don't care. Kind of like in Germany, you really don't give a fuck. But here, at least you can get a real idea of who someone is and really share like real stories.
And you can go viral theoretically. So if there's a good nugget in there.
There's a good nugget in there, yeah.
But you never know, so that's why you should be doing hire us.
Yeah, for sure. What was the last clip that went viral for you guys?
There was a couple. Like we did like one with my client, Nurse Gone Rogue. And
is that the one you sent me?
Yeah, one of them. Like, so she has like clips that go viral on TikTok. She's a good speaker. Like she got some fire. She's a kick-ass entrepreneur. So she has 5 kids, multiple companies, and she's basically like speaking some controversial truths. So it's like there's always something in there. Like it's like legs are life went viral. Basically, like you have to hit the gym for working out the legs.
Yeah.
And should skip all the other stuff. And the gym pros are like, what?
Oh, so that was her thing. Skip everything else.
Yeah. So kind of, but not really. So it's like for a while.
Okay.
So she basically backpedaled, but people were just like going off hinge. Like, what? You cannot just work out legs. But the science is there. If you have
the science is there.
If you have the fake leg muscles, like it's the biggest muscle in the body, you live longer apparently. So I'm like, okay,
so
it checks out.
Do you do leg day a lot?
I love leg day. So here's the fucking weird part. Like I have a personal trainer, we had in the gym together, and he's a cool dude and whatever, and he's getting me onto that weight training,
Okay.
And I need to do that because like muscle loss, atrophy, and all that men stuff. And I'm like, but I'm a cardio guy. Like I said, I love running, and now I'm like I couldn't run, so I climbed the stairs. So I was climbing the stairs for an hour, even though I'm a little bit chubby right now, but I still can do it because endurance. But I miss doing the cardio, and now I'm doing the weight training, and I'm like, okay, I did the weights yesterday. Everything feels like shit right now, and I don't want to do the cardio, and I'm just like, I need to get myself a second person for the cardio.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. So like my girlfriend's big into like weight training, and I'm like, it's boring. Like I don't like it. I'd rather jog.
I hate counting. I don't even want to count it.
I'd rather just jog. Like I like jogging, but she hates jogging though. She hates cardio, but I like cardio a lot too.
But both is good, but it's like, I feel you. So for me, it's like meditative, like when you get into that pain zone in a weird way, where it's like you hit it, where it's like, okay, I could give up right now, or I just push through it, and then I'm good for the next 20 minutes, or 30. And it's like when you get into that zone, you think clear, it feels mentally good. But with like lifting weights, I don't get into that zone. It's just like 1, 2, did I do enough 3 or 4? That kind of thing. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's not meditative for me.
It's not. Yeah, me too. It's same. Yeah, same thing. With jogging, like I can. It helps me think. I can like get in my zone. I can figure things out. But when I'm weight training, I'm literally just counting the weights, figuring out what my next thing is, the next rep. Like it's just not. But, so I get it. I get it for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, it's a different thing. But yeah. So, yeah. So what are your plans now?
Oh, what do you mean?
Yeah, just in general. Like, what do you have coming up? Like,
so right now we're in season for a lot of door-to-door companies. So I'm pretty much ramping up on that. Gonna launch some ads. But then after that, man, just trying to live life. I'm trying to travel a little bit more this year. I want to go to.
You're traveling a lot though.
I kind of took a little break, but I'm gonna get back into it. I want to go to Peru soon, South America.
So what's your favorite countries that you visited and why?
I like Spain. I went to Spain a few times.
Yeah.
I like Spain. I like Peru. I've been to Peru a few times. I think Spain's my favorite one though.
Spain is the favorite.
Yeah, I've been to Mexico.
What makes it though good?
I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it. It's just the culture over there is just different for me. Like it's just so I've been to Madrid. So Madrid to me is like a cleaner version of New York City.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's a weird comparison. I didn't have thought about New York City and Madrid. Okay.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. No. Obviously it's different, but
yeah. But I like the culture though over there a lot. I really do. I appreciate it, and I think I like how it gets dark later over there. So like 9, 10 o'clock, it's still sun outside.
I like that.
So it kind of gives you more energy to do more stuff.
Yeah, when we went to Italy, it's kind of like similar thing. Like you have the fiesta kind of in a way where it's like, you know, you do stuff in the evening, you know, because it's cooler. You can do stuff without like sweating like crazy.
Yeah.
And it's getting hot here too now, and it's like,
Yeah, for sure. What about you? What's your favorite country to visit?
Ooh. It made me think about like what you think about American culture. Because like there's a difference, you know. I like Hawaii, but it's still the US, you know, but it's like it's the environment, it's the vibe and everything. The people like they don't like white people or, you know, like Americans.
We're in Italy?
No, Hawaii.
Oh, in Hawaii.
Yeah, so it's like you're basically a tourist, you know. It's like you're one of those, and it's like, but it's like paradise, and it's like it made me move to the affordable paradise, Florida.
Yeah.
So it's a budget version. Yeah. So I'm like, I dig that, but for people, boy, oh boy, I don't know. Yeah, I did not like the people in Italy.
Why not?
I don't know. It was too fake. Maybe it was like because we were tourists and we did not break through to that, you know, that authentic, you know, in that in the right circle. And they're nice people, don't get me wrong, but I felt like, okay, it's an American. I hope I get money, blah blah blah. And it's
okay.
Yeah, you know, so it's like it kind of ruined it for me.
I feel like they were trying to get stuff out of you.
Yeah, so it kind of ruined the whole experience for me. But I think like you know, like with Mexico, Spain, and all that, family and that community, way different than in, you know, American or in Germany. Like in Germany, we have like a good example. Germans, they don't stick together, and then you have the Russian families where 20 people come and give one person money so they can buy a house, you know. They rent the whole sports center so they can have a party there. And it's like
Germans don't do that.
No, they're just like everybody's for themselves, kind of in a way. So it's like it's similar to America, you know. Like where it's like family is not as big, you know. And it's an important thing, you know. And it's like you kind of, when you see it, you kind of get jealous in a way, you know, because it would be nice to have that, you know. So it's like, yeah. So what do you think about like the communities and the?
No, I agree with that. It's fun. It's funny because when I was growing up, my family's very close, so I thought that was like a normal thing. But then when I would meet friends, they're like, "Yeah, I don't talk to my cousin. I don't like my mom," and I'm just like,
"What?
Like, what?" So that made me realize like it's not a normal thing, and there's definitely differences in like different cultures and stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever works for everyone else.
I don't even know if it works, you know, because
it doesn't work. I was trying to be nice, but it doesn't work.
There we go. I'm just like, shit's a little bit fucked up.
Super fucked up. But I mean, I guess I mean,
so it's a weird thing. So it's like, and it's like. Yeah, so with that in mind, like I love that culture, but I also grew up like without family. So I'm like, for me, it's just like freaking weird, you know. So I'm like, there's some people who are like super, you know, friendly, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, I want to be friendly, but I feel awkward, you know, because you didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
And I'm extroverted, so I'm like, I'm kind of fine, but it can be for some people too much, or you know, so it's like, it's iffy.
Yeah.
But this is what it's like being human. It's never perfect.
So I was gonna say, what's like? 'Cause I gotta go soon. So like, what's like how do you usually wrap? What's like? Do you have like a final question of like? Because some podcasts they'll have like a life like, oh, leave the people with. Do you do all of that, or how do you like?
So when I do a podcast, it's kind of funny. So usually, I want to learn more about the person, and ideally I want to hear like the stories that nobody knows. So I had a guy who run multiple businesses, and on the end he tells me like, hey, I had cancer when I was 17, I went to chemo, all that banger stories, all that. Never knew about him, you know. Like if I would like reverse that, like what is like your thing that nobody knows about you?
Oh, about me?
Yeah. You got something like that?
Damn, that's a crazy question. I don't know.
Like what shaped you? You know, like what made you? You know.
I don't know, bro. I think working for a lot of bad companies kind of helped me to where I'm at today. Like having a lot of bad bosses. Not bad as in like they were like evil people, but they just weren't they didn't give good direction. So I do remember working, and that's kind of what led me to be an entrepreneur too. I remember being at these companies and feeling like either I can do a better job than them, or I know more than them, or they don't know what they're doing, or they're just, I don't know, they just weren't. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. They just weren't a good boss. And I think that's what kind of led me to where I'm at now, to where like, you know, one, it helps me run my own business, and I'm very careful about that. Granted, maybe I'm not the best boss sometimes too, whatever, but I'm very like aware of like how I make people feel and how clear I am with direction. And that's, I guess that's supposed to translate it to like recruiting and what I do now or something like that. But I don't know. I think that's what's kind of like, so I guess like what the bad things are kind of what shape you more than the good things. I guess kind of the lesson.
That makes sense. It's a good lesson too. For me, it's like I had a similar story when you said like a bad boss inspired you know, and I had the same thing. Like I worked in a company, and rich people can be fucking morons. I'm just like, they're rich. Literally, they was the owner of the company, and he had his dad coming over.
How does that make you feel though? When you're like, when you see a rich person that is like, you know, they're dumb, or they're just like, how the what am I doing wrong?
So this is what I extracted out of that shenanigans. Basically, like the more you know, the more you complicate it. You know, like let's say you're smart, now you overcomplicate it. Now you're just like fucking everything up. It was so simple. Just have that one rule. Don't screw that rule up. You know, instead, I'm gonna do XYZ. I'm trying this thing out.
It's crazy that goes into door-to-door sales period. It's like there's guys I know that make a lot of money, and they're not the smartest guy, but they just know how to sell and close. And then sometimes it's the guy that knows more that overcomplicates the whole process. Yeah, that's so right. That's so right.
I'm just like that. It got me so fired up when I was in Germany and I worked for that freaking idiot. You know, his dad basically went with like, I don't know what you call it, like the lift thingy. You know, he just wrecked the whole truck. You know, he run with the lift thingy. He wanted to load up the truck so that the workers don't have to do it on Monday. You know, it's a freaking job, but he basically just fucked up the whole truck and everything, and he basically incurred like $100,000 in debt just because he fucked a bunch of stuff up.
That's horrible.
And I'm just like, you can't drive this thing. You don't have the license for it. You know, it's just like, and I'm like, how do you stay in business for 20, 30 years? And it's like, it's still running. I'm like, how does that make any freaking sense? And I'm just like,
that's the lesson right there, bro. You don't have to be the smartest guy to run a business.
Yeah. So there's a hope out there. Either way, like with that being said, though, anything you want to push, tell me where people can find you, what you can sell them or help them with.
I mean, just Instagram, Laveau Life, LAVOE Life, LIFE, and then the website is just recruitingwithsystems.com.
Yeah. So what does that mean, Laveau Life?
Laveau was like a childhood name that I had. And life, I just didn't know what else to put, so I just put Laveau Life.
Yeah, sounds bougie. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. With that being said, like check him out. If you need some door-to-door salespeople, he lines them up. They will be knocking your neighborhood. He got you covered.
Don't pull a gun out of them.